Whoa, I think we're live. So I just want to say what's up to everybody out there. Let's see if y'all can hear me because that's a critical thing about this whole demonstration. All right, let me go to that little slot to see if you can hear my voice. And if you can, then you got to like and subscribe. Let's see if it sounds like a chipmunk. Oh, that's my actual sound. They didn't give me the chipmunk voice this time. So like and subscribe, y'all. Thank y'all for coming back to the channel. I'm gonna holler at y'all real quick about Big U being arrested on the RICO, man. It's really crazy because I heard about Big U online, you know, finding out about he was a leader of the Crips and all that stuff. A lot of this stuff be just kind of be built up by not just media but the government who want to put you down and put you under for being in the involvement and the people that you know. But it's a lot to unpack because when you're coming from a political standpoint, when you're coming from a human standpoint, when you're coming from a black person standpoint, it's a lot of standpoints that you can derive this from, derive an explanation from. So one of the key components of what I saw that he was dealing with was uh, being a person who was incarcerated back when he was young. So Big U apparently was arrested when he was a younger guy, and as a younger guy, he did like 13 years of a 20-some year sentence. So when he got out, he claims himself there's been 21 years of his freedom, and he's been home. But within that 21 years, he's went and resorted back to his old life of, taking money from the guys and extorting and making sure that people check in with him and coming to California. So just like everything, all good things come to an end. So unfortunately for him, it was it was in form of an indictment by the feds, which make him look crazy because he was walking around saying he was a positive person, helping children, doing all these benefits and all this shit. So they could turn all that stuff against you because you have to go through them to get the paperwork. So obviously you take that paperwork and makes it like you're a damn criminal, which obviously that's what's happening. And they threw everything at this guy. He came from obscurity to an instant celebrity. He basically got the money from PPP loans. He got the money from robberies. He got the money from check-ins. He got the money because his kid went to the NFL. He got the money from the music company. He got the money from different. He got the money from different money coming in from grants and donations. So from celebrities and from other people. So in a lot of ways, it looked like he was more greedy than anything else because he could have at least got the money and not gave a fuck. All right, gotta check this at the shoulder out here. Got them right to be in front of one of the shows. Bet I'm gonna look into this tonight. Bam, 100. I had to send a text real quick. Yawzy. But obviously the campaign that he was going up made him be a person that became greedy. So he couldn't just fucking get the money from these other elements. He had to go and continue. And see, that's one of the things I think that took Big U down, not being able to just let other people get it. Because imagine if you're a leader of something, you might not want nobody else to be the leader of it. And so I think that's what his problem was. He didn't want nobody else to be the leader of the gang. So he was out there fucking around and being the leader allowed him to go into the indictment, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because they charged him with 20 years plus a murder. That he just got so much on his plate right now. And there's nothing he can do about it but take the shit. Take the doodle and eat it. And that is enough shit. You know what I'm saying? It's enough doodle, man. He actually made videos since he been. Let's try to jump into some of these videos that Big U made, and we'll talk more about his scenario. You know what I'm saying? Because I want y'all to hear it all from Big U. And the guys that don't like him, it's too many now. It's too many now. They coming at him. They the guys who probably was running with him at some point or knew who he was, and now they hate him. So we'll talk. We'll let little Big U talk before he got arrested yesterday. We're gonna probably hear first, and I just cut the audio down on those. And I appreciate y'all coming to check in with me and rock out with me on the videos because that's important. You should go straight to him talking, unless it's gonna go to somebody else talking first.
This is my last video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family. Talk to my sons. I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, gonna deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know all this stuff is quagmire. Shit's all bull crap. I just need y'all prayers. Need y'all to, I don't even know what to say. 21 years, elevated my family, come back, sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me. I hope you help me. Can't, you don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate people who've been helping me. I don't know. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it. Reach out to anybody who can help me, y'all. Help me, our family. Appreciate y'all. Go.
All right, we got a second video too. It looked like they grabbed them both. Let's go straight into the second one, see what they got to say.
I'm looking at this video as I come in to turn myself in, and I'm disheartened by the fact that they trying to say that I stole something from Developing Option, or I used Developing Option as a front. Developing Option paid my bills. They paid my house note. They paid the bills for my family, the money I made from as an employee for Developing Option. I never mixed that with nothing. I didn't manipulate nobody. I didn't steal nothing. We did PPP loans. We did 2 loans. And that's it, just like everybody else did. I didn't use no fraud. I didn't give none of fake names. And one of them we was paying back and one they forgave. You know what I mean? And the other one we attempted for and they didn't give us nothing for. I filed my taxes and them coming around telling me I was using Developing Option as a cover. Cover for what? None of that's going to be true. None of that's going to be true. The government putting this big ass picture, they want to arrest 21 dudes. Some dudes I don't even talk to. I don't even know nothing about. So how the hell you going to lump me in with all them? But it's all the big picture though. It's all the big picture. Now I'm going to be sitting in here. It's going to be years out of my life. Then you going to get dudes who I don't even talk to. What they going to say? You ruining people's lives. I heard it's over 21 people that's been arrested. This shit wrong. It is what it is. Church, just pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for my family. Look at what we did. You look at what I did. I've been home 21 years. It ain't over though. That's what it's not. Blessings.
Damn, he was talking to. You can see he got a third video. If you about to go turn yourself in for the next 20 years at the least, how much talking would you do? Maybe just fucking live streaming the whole goddamn process all the way to the prison, all the way at home. It really does wake you up to the reality of what life is, even if you're not dealing with that on your own. It wake you up to what the fuck is happening in the world, because you think a lot of times that you living and you sneaky or you low key or nobody's watching. And a lot of times as black people, or even just as a person, period, people are always paying attention. And I remember being a kid and my father would always say that. He was like, I don't give a fuck where you at or what part of the world you in or how hidden you think you are. He said there's somebody that can always see you. And I used to be a kid like, They ain't gonna see me if I hide right here. They ain't gonna see me if I go in this closet and get up in his coat and stand up in his back. Nobody can find me now. I'm a child. I'm thinking like, no, it's places you can be on the world where nobody can see you. And I'm just growing up in my life, and I used to be like, well, shit, here I am right here in this point, in this spot, sitting right here. Nobody could see me. This is like something that I just played with in my mind as I got older. Because my father used to be like, I don't care where you are on this earth. No, somebody can always see you. And then as you get older today in life, you go out, they got fucking cameras literally everywhere. Not some cameras, but literally everywhere, even on the houses with the ring bells. Then you got a cell phone that follows you, pings you, ride with you everywhere you go. Then you got apps that you download. They record your voice. They record your path that you take, walking and moving. So it's never, it's more or less what my father was saying, but now it's times 10. Now everybody understands. Now it's not just me, it's some kid trying to be like, if I get in this garbage can, nobody can see me. I'm the only one can see me in this garbage can. No, some old lady looking out her window and she's saying, "What the hell won't that dude go to that goddamn garbage can? Don't go out there. He crazy if he got in that garbage can. Don't mess with him." So, and I think that Big U couldn't see that people are watching you, bro. So he's saying, "Oh man, I didn't do nothing about that foundation. I didn't use that foundation as a bad thing. That's literally one of the fucking crimes that they claiming you did. They also claim you did theft. They also claim you did robbery. They also claim you. So, so you don't really have a leg to stand on because maybe you was legit with the company, but you also was a part of a murder. You also was a part of a fucking robbery. You also was a part of extortion. You also was a part of gang RICO. You also a gang leader. So you got 7 other lanes that they're not playing with. I mean, not playing at all. It's fucking life or death in their mind. And that's the shit you claim. Let's hear it.
I'm looking at all these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA. Um, and then I'm looking at the people they arrested. How you gonna go arrest people that I don't even talk to? That's a built-in liar right there. You know what I mean? So is that how they gonna work the case? Everybody know I don't fuck with Kenny. Everybody know I don't fuck with Brick Baby. So if you want to arrest certain dudes, and put them next to me, them is the dudes you gonna have to call themselves turning against me. Well, ain't no turn against me. I ain't going for that. You might as well go get 600 and whack. These dudes been saying I did shit all year. So what they doing is they go on the internet and these dudes say that I did shit on the internet. Then when you say I did on the internet, they go investigate it. Now you raiding my houses, raiding my shops, raiding all this stuff, and talking about I'm committing crimes and covering up with developing options. What crimes am I committing to cover up with developing options? You know what I'm saying? I ain't committed no crimes and covered nothing up with developing options. Shit crazy. But this how they get you. They get one or two people to say something.
If you're a nurse practitioner,
All right,
medical
we going
doctor,
into
or
commercial
other
game
healthcare
and we
professionals,
stopping that bullshit. But that's a good point that we will get to see right here how it all unfold. I think we got a video from the news right here, Big LA, Los Angeles. Let's see what
Good
they
afternoon,
got.
everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano. A big announcement from federal authorities today about the Rollin 60s neighborhood Crips gang in South LA. Detectives have arrested multiple people, but they're still looking for others. NBC4's Alex Rosier joins us live from downtown LA with the latest. Alex.
Annabelle, yes, the feds have arrested a number of people, accused Rollin 60s gang members who they say are connected to this crime ring. But today, they talked a whole lot about one man who they say is a longtime leader of the Rollin 60s gang, a man they are still looking for right now, Eugene Henley Jr.
Federal prosecutors say Eugene Henley Jr. is a longtime leader of the Rollin 60s Crips gang. But in recent years, he's worked in entertainment and run a youth charity that the acting U.S. attorney now says was a front for his criminal enterprise.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label. and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar.
Henley Jr. is now a fugitive. The feds say he committed a series of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the 2021 murder of an aspiring rapper.
Mr. Henley engaged in a murder of a musician signed to his label in 2021 and dumped the victim's body in Las Vegas off of the I-15 freeway.
And investigators say he committed crimes while running his charity Developing Options. The nonprofit, seen here on its website, works with groups like the Crenshaw Rams youth football team and brands itself as a group that gives underprivileged kids options beyond gang violence. And now he's accused of taking money meant for that group.
Mr. Henley is accused of embezzling donations made by celebrities, professional athletes, and
the criminal complaint says since about 2015, Developing Options has received millions of dollars from the city of LA's GRID program. From that, the court documents say Henley has drawn hundreds of thousands of dollars for his salary.
That on the one hand, he's, Mr. Charity, and on the other hand, he's engaging in all this criminal conduct.
Today, the FBI also arrested several other accused Rolling 60s gang members they say are tied to this crime ring.
4 of the 19 defendants were already in custody, and 10 defendants were taken into custody in the last 24 hours. During this investigation, we recovered 49 weapons, 5 pounds of methamphetamines, 10,000 fentanyl pills, and large amounts of cash.
The FBI said the Rolling 60s gang is among the largest in the country, and now they are searching for who they say is one of the gang's longtime leaders, Eugene Henley Jr.
If convicted of the federal racketeering charges, Henley Jr. faces a potential 20-year prison sentence. But again, he's a fugitive on the run right now. You're asked to contact the FBI if you know about his whereabouts.
Yeah, but he arrested by now. So don't even, this was an old video, obviously. Let's keep everything in line in perspective. So this is just videos that are already played, and it's just ideas of what's going on a day ago. But you get to see from the media how they channeled this and turned his message or his pretty much his name in the mud. And it's all because of his own doing, because he's made too much money. See, he, to me, is a victim of his own doing, because you got PPP loans, you got fucking extortion, you got guns, you got drugs, it's too much money. Like you are fucking a millionaire from the streets, but you can't see it. So you think that you need to get more. It's supposed to be more. It's supposed to be more. So now you got these people on your heels, because it's almost like robbing a bank. You got the good way, you got the money, you got away. But then it's like the adrenaline is so high. It's like, I kind of try the shit again. Let's just go.
A big announcement from federal authorities about the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips gang in South LA. Detectives have arrested multiple people, and this morning they're still looking for others. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. Let's get right to it. We have live team coverage of this breaking news. NBC4's Michelle Vyas is in Westwood with more on the arrest. Let's get started with Alex Rozier. He was at that press conference and joins us live from downtown.
It's pretty much the same shit on this one. I don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you see what went down. And it's not even like the whole world is talking about it. But then you see your boy Whack 100 right there. He's caught of it. And then you got Loose Cannon and you got Brick Baby. All of these guys, except for Big U, was a part of a TV internet show called No Jumper. No Jumper is ran by a white guy named Adam 22. So Adam 22 has been caught up in a lot of scandals, a lot of shit in his own right, because he was caught up in stuff like he was a pedophile. They say he was messing with kids at one point before he got famous. He was posting stuff like that on Twitter. But still in all, him being a white guy, he was fucking Teflon. He slid right through that. And then he started doing like most white men do. They start hiring black guys to make their brand build, because most black guys don't believe that they have, you want to say, the leadership of culture. So the white and black guys believe that they have to have a white boss or a white overseer. This came from centuries in the world. So even as a gang member, instead where you believe that you're self-centered and you make your own decisions, and to the deciding factor of even murder to another person, crime or whatever you decide to be as a gang member, but you still psychologically need a white boss or a white overseer. And it's sick to me, not you, not the world. To me, it's sick because YouTube is free to everybody. You don't have to go work for nobody. You can literally start a YouTube channel with an email address of any words that you want to think of. It's billions of words on earth. You could say aardvark and let's say cloud, or you could say fucking, I don't know, fucking tree and fucking gym shoe. I don't know, whatever the fuck words you say. And these 2 or 3 words can be your email address that you start your own YouTube channel with. Henceforward, you make videos of your choice that happen in your brain that you allow to put to the YouTube, and then it goes out to the world. But these guys can't see that. They believe that a white guy has to do all those things. And then he'll hire them and then give them a check or money, whatever fee, what you name a fee, 1,000, $1 million, whatever. And then they'll show up to his show. So you got the Vlad, you got the Adam 22 No Jumper show. You got several other guys that's doing this, and then black people want to go to their shows. Not saying this, I'm not dissing it like it's a bad thing. I'm just saying the psychology of the person. This is all psychological thoughts. This is how they think. So on said show, Vlad, Adam 22, whoever the fuck that's white, that these guys go on his show, they want to talk about crime. They want to talk about criminal activity. They want to talk about the shit you do in the hood. They want to talk about the shit you do when you're growing up. So a lot of times the shit you do when you're growing up, you ain't thinking about that shit with no futuristic, like, let me be careful because I might be a lawyer. Let me be careful because the internet might come out. Let me be careful because my grandkids might see this. You're not thinking like that. You living in the fucking streets, the daytime open, you walk outside the house and you in the streets. And then when the nighttime come, you get tired, you walk indoors. You're not thinking like they watching me. They making a video. They making a record of my life. You don't even give a fuck. You just living your fucking life. So those moments, they'll get on YouTube and start explaining to this Adam 22 person, this Vlad, this whoever white guy, about a night, a weekend, a day, what happened, what occurred, what even bad shit, most times bad shit. Now, these things can be looked upon by billions and millions of people on the internet, or millions and billions, or thousands and hundreds, or hundreds of thousands of humans that view this shit. Some are prosecutorial lawyers, some are fucking jurors, some are judges in the said state these humans are from. But their psychology can't see that, because they believe I'm talking on a white guy show who hired me. This is his show. I'm his employee. I'm his freelance podcaster. What I'm saying is entertainment. I'm just talking. I'm just fucking saying shit. So for me to get a check, I got to talk about salacious, outrageous shit that happened when I was walking in the hood. And those moments of conversation turn into indictments. It turned into beefs. It turned into, I don't like this guy, or this guy, oh man, this person needs to be called out. And so now it keeps germinating. Not that it's a bad thing, it's entertainment. It's not a bad thing. It's not an indictment. It's not wrong. But what it is, a way to go to jail. It's not. You're fucking right. You can say anything you want. It's freedom of speech. But if it's connecting the dots to somebody who's a lawyer, who's a judge, who's a defendant, or who's a victim, you're putting yourself in a fucking badass scenario. And you would assume that seeing that play out for other people's videos or other people's situations, that'll wake me up and be like, you know what? I saw it happen to them, so I'm not going to do that. Or you'll be like, hey, that was them. Fuck that. I'm going to say what the fuck I got to say. So it's kind of like a psychology. It's a psychology. You know what I'm saying? So whereas a person, like for instance, the guy Loose Cannon was saying he got houses. He owned a lot of property. He owned a lot of real estate. I don't own no fucking real estate. If I owned one fucking real estate, I would probably be so bougie, you'd think I'm light skinned right now. You'd think I'm white. I start talking different. Only shit I would say was Grey Poupon in every fucking conversation. Yeah, what's your name? Oh, it's Yusef Grey Poupon. You'd be like, what the fuck? Why you say that? I would be so bougie. I would be so uppity. So you mean tell me you got California property? I don't know if it's true. We're taking them by word because we don't know them personally. You own property in Los Angeles, but you still thugging it and gangbanging, trying to hurt niggas and shit. Everybody's sweetie. It gotta be entertainment. It has to be entertainment because nobody would be fucking doing that shit if they was really living like that. It's fucking illogical. And I believe that only Adam 22 could come and understand it and get them dudes out of those scenarios because it's just fucking entertainment. So let's flip the script. Like that. It's upside down now, right? So you got the Jackass crew. They go around crashing shit. They the first motherfuckers who did pranks. They did all kind of burnt shit, stop shit, fuck shit up, whatever. No indictments, no crime. No, nothing. You know they doing drugs. You know they getting fucked up. You know they getting high. You know they drinking. You know they riding all the places that they trespassing or whatever the fuck crime they do. I'm not a fucking person that no crimes like that. No criminal, nothing. It's fucking entertainment. They go on TV. You watch the movie. It came from TV to the fucking movie. It's just entertainment. But when those guys, the loose cannons, the big U, the whack 100s, when they start talking, it's believed. It's words, but that's not fiction, nigga. That's actual and factual. Them niggas is telling the truth. So it'll lead to somebody wanting to go, what date was that they said that? Let's run that back and see if that, oh shit, it lines up. Because when he said this, look right here, rewind that, it says this. Okay, indictment. So it's no win. Podcasting is not a win. It's like you got to be podcasting about animals, fruit, fucking weight loss, basketball, some shit that's normal. But being on those white shows and talking about shit like that, and even threatening people online, I was even saying to myself, like, how do these niggas get to do this? Because I'm fucking old. I've been seeing TV and black people on TV for fucking decades. How do these guys get to get on the internet and talk angrily and want to hurt somebody or jump somebody? Or how the fuck they get to do this shit? I'm just sitting back watching it like this ain't even real. Like this gotta be some California shit. Because where I'm from, niggas is in prison. Niggas is locked up. You claim gang, you go to jail. If you in a gang, they're indicting you and every motherfucking body you know, even your mother. That is not a joke. Let's say it again. Even your mom, they will put her ass in jail until she admit what the fuck you're doing. But that's where I'm from. And as you see it on TV playing out, you watching it and you saying, oh shit, damn, what's happening to them? Oh wow, look at them guys or whatever. It's not the first time it run. And it's not just in where I'm from, surrounding states. It happened all the time. Oh, this gang going down. But these dudes is in the gang. But when it came to California, I never saw that. I just saw those guys doing. I looked at it. I said, "You got Hollywood. That's entertainment, right? The white people, they do movies. You got the black people that do movies, that do entertainment, and you got the street guys. They do entertainment, and that's what Hollywood is. That's what California is. It's not like here. It's not like gang members for real and gang members doing what they do. It's more like that allows them to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably do drugs and sell drugs, but I'm saying as far as the entertainment element of it, like, yo, man, he might hurt him, or the word squabble, or what was another word that they used to say about fighting and shit? It was like I forgot the word they used, but I never even understood. It was like, damn, what do DP? I think it was called DP or something like that. And it's entertainment. Like you just come from another state. I don't know none of those people. I haven't been to California a few times. I never met nobody that was none of these people. So it's like, wow, what the fuck? They get to do so much different shit being from another state. And you get to see it. The guy on the internet saying, sweetie, and I'm going to jump you and I'm going to kill her and I'll fuck you up. And it's all like, wait, if this was where I was from, somebody would have shot that nigga so long ago. It would have been good. This is just where I'm from. Somebody would have been shot that guy just as they could have that under their name. Yeah, that nigga said he was going to be on that. Pow, pow, pow. They shot him a long time ago from the city where I'm from. Not even the guy he talking about. Just some other people that just wanted that credibility on their name. So I just didn't. I said maybe California big, like it's so big that they don't be around each other like that. They don't ride down the block to the red light, and then the guys who they like don't like. Maybe the guys they don't like is way on the other side because it's such a huge place. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't see each other, but they get on the internet and talk. It's just entertainment. That's what I thought. But while they was all on the Adam 22 shows, which I would assume that's gonna get you a lot more promotion because he's white. So the YouTubes, they're gonna push his stuff, they're gonna make sure everybody see it. That Vlad, his interview is gonna go further and further than anybody because they're white people. I mean, the country is there. So they have stuff, whatever they get into, they're gonna push it further. And I thought that's why those guys wanted to be on his show. Because if you're building your own show, it's gonna be hard. Nobody gonna check on you like that. And you really want to promote yourself. He's from Hollywood, he's white, he's the producer. I'm assuming this because it's been going on for years. That show, their interactions, who the people they have on there, you catch it, it's coming right to your channel. So I didn't see the whole part of them being indicted because I said to myself, I said, they never give RICOs to people in California. Like, you got guys that's Crips and Bloods, and they've been known for fucking 20 years in the rap game, and some have retired from the rap game, and you got younger guys that's coming out in the rap game, and they be Crips and Bloods, but it's so many people that nobody goes down like that. It's entertainment. But then you come to the city where I'm from, as soon as they start talking gangs and talking gang talk, indictment, it's not playing. And this is way younger than me, guys, but you still see it on the internet. It's right there. So now I see the big U, he's older than me. And it's like, I would assume he would have been, because I believed him that he was just a guy that was doing for kids and shit like that. So when the guys like the Loose Cannons and the Whack 100s traded on him and faded up on him and was mad and was dissing him, I was just like, they just haters, they younger than him. And so now they mad. They probably want the status he had because he's all off into kids and shit. But then when you see the indictment come down and you realize that he was still connected to that from what they claim and what they indicted him on, and he had to turn himself in on that he was still getting money from check-ins. He was getting money from extortion, robbery. He was taking money coming from his what they call that shit, his nonprofits. So you could tell that he was being nefarious even at a small level. And then they go back to the same point. He was being watched. He was being seen. And KRS-One had a song when I was very young called My Philosophy. And in that song, he said, real bad boys move in silence. So that was like a cliche at that time. It was like a rhyme, or I don't know, a verse. He was like, real bad boys move in silence. And that was just something, it was so big. This rap back then. So it was big. It was viral. But it was no video. It was just a viral. People said that shit. Real bad boys move in silence. They said that a lot. So then P. Diddy came out with a record label called Bad Boys. And then we all connected the dots. Like, oh shit, he was a KRS-One. That was a cold ass name for a record company. Obviously, it stayed around to this day. You know who the fuck P. Diddy is. So we respected that. And so that was like an underground idea that real bad boys move in silence. So the stuff that you're doing, you're not supposed to broadcast it. You're not supposed to be the legit shit, but it's not supposed to get out. It's not supposed to get out. But even a Loose Cannon, I want to find a video where he was talking about how Big U was setting them up. He figured out, and he was realizing that he was having them do things that was going to eventually, if he get arrested or get indicted, he could use them and throw them under the bus as the scapegoats. They could put his name in a better scenario. So that could put their names in a Big U name in a better scenario. So we'll see if I can find that video. But it was a real crazy one because it was like, what the fuck? But it's Big U doing this. And see, sometimes you could be so big and so fucking famous that you could only get haters after that. Like, nobody's gonna be your friend. Nobody wants to fucking fuck with you because you're so big. It's like they can only hate you at that point, even if it's not for money. It could be for status. It could be for your personality. You know what I'm saying? But it was like one of those, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find that video, but at the end of the day, that's what he was saying. He was saying Big U made them do crimes or suggested or convinced them to do crimes just so that they can fuck around and he can get locked up later about it. But the arrest thing is too big. So nothing's going to be, I can't find that video right now. I watched it earlier. But that's exactly what Loose Cannon. And Loose Cannon is the guy who was basically introduced by Whack 100. And Loose Cannon had went viral because he was saying that he had got a phone call from Big U saying that he heard that Nipsey Hussle had died, but it was like a half hour before the news broke that Nipsey Hussle had got shot and killed. So he went viral for saying that on Adam 22 show, but back again, everything happens on that show. And so it was like, what? Oh, here it is right here. Where he said Nipsey Hussle, or he set up Nipsey. And see, this guy been talking for a long time, that Loose Cannon guy. So his videos are so big now. So but at first he was obscure, like he had never heard of this person. And now he just came from something to nothing. But again, he was on there threatening people, calling him for the sweetie, going crazy, like on I guess his ops. And shit, he in prison now. They locked his ass up right with Big U. I think he went there. He went to jail first. Yeah, this is. Yeah. All right, this is the video. Let me go back a little bit because I thought this was a trigger. So this is look like it's both points. This is the point I wanted to hit earlier. So and it seemed like it's right here. So let's play this video because I want y'all to see this because this is exactly what I was just talking about. To a key. Loose Cannon is another Rolling 60s Crip, and this is what he had to say.
Like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we basically is type, because he'll be like he'll manipulate things. Like we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to and everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get the? Oh well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his right hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like one day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was gonna make dude give him 20 for getting it back.
Of course.
And kept you out of it.
Of course. He did that to
yeah, so this Loose Cannon, he breaking down how Big U be like, how he for one is facilitating information to the people by way of his program. He got the grid program, right?
All right, sure. We switched. But as you can see, what he said was crazy. In my opinion, that is wow. You up here writing out serial numbers. What? Giving back money to the person they robbed. That's the type of shit that make you be like, I'm out the game. Fuck that. I don't run with these niggas no more. And it might even make you delete them who keep doing this shit. But it's really next level crazy to be like, huh? Just can't believe somebody was doing that. But it make you want to not be in the game. If this nigga doing, I'd be scared as hell if that nigga was doing that. What?
Stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6 I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yep, and
You
we
like
were just
okay,
talking on regular, so
Regular.
it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you
Chris
don't even
picked up.
warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
And
just
30
never
minutes after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So
all
you
on
think
the
he hit
TV
you
show.
a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying? And first he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough, and then he came back and he shot him again. But now it's like
how did he know?
Yeah, no, but
yeah, that's crazy.
It's deep. So it's like I don't know who to trust.
Now let me ask you a question. I heard this. I don't know how true it is. I heard that Shitty and Nipsey had a fight.
Yeah, they had. They had a fight like a week before that when they had a fight. You know, Shitty ain't known for fighting.
Yeah, not at all.
He known
not
for doing the other things. So at the end of the day, it's like Nipsey beat him up. Nipsey is what's like 6'4", 6'5". Shitty is like 5'5", 5'6". You know what I'm saying? Like frails. Like he get high.
So there was already some friction there.
Yeah, it was already friction because of like some police telling shit. And
now let me ask you something, bro, because you know they gon'. I know you. See, you don't say nothing. You kind of like me in a way. You don't say nothing unless.
But the homies know. So it's like it's not like I'm saying.
Hey, that alone, the fact that he called.
So now we got to figure out. Again, this is what made Loose Cannon famous. This is what put him on the map. This interview right here. He said that he heard Big U call him early before Nipsey Hussle actually got killed. And he felt like that he called him too soon. But he knew that Nipsey Hussle was going to die. Now, obviously, there's ways to prove that by busting out the phone, busting out the timestamp. Since this video dropped of him, with this a year ago, when this kid, Wig TV, shout out to Wig TV for talking his commentary about this video. That's how we found it. But this a year ago when this guy did this content. So let's just say it was a year ago when this guy came out and with this video. He probably was known prior to this, but this one I found out who he was. This No Jumper show, as you can see in the background, they got the skateboards because it's a white person. And he got to talking about how he heard that Big U, which is the guy who just got arrested yesterday, was calling him and saying that he heard that Nipsey Hussle died. But obviously it was early. So when 30 minutes later it all broke, he was like, well, why the hell he called me? He called Nipsey Hussle himself and he spoke to Nipsey Hussle, he said. But obviously you could prove that in the phone, or the federal people could prove that in his phone if they could even show it. If his phone calls or phone records are ever considered to be public information, which it's not. But my whole point about it is that this guy came to the internet and said, and that's how he got famous. So a year ago from then to now, a year ago, which is now, he's in jail under the federal indictment with Big U, which is the person that he was talking about in this particular video, saying that Big U knew about this, but he also started with this part, and this is the part he's in jail for. But this is the part that they indicted him and got in his paperwork, this part.
He'll be like he'll manipulate things. Like we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get the? Oh well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got
so in that first part where he says that the guy, they did a robbery. At that robbery, they took the shit back to Big U house to divvy things up and count what they stole. When they got to Big U house, the person they robbed was there. And they like, what the fuck is what's the nigga? He's sitting on Big U couch. What the hell going on? And he was like, we just gonna give him $40,000 back. And he like, huh? But Big U the boss, he's the leader. So you don't get to ask him why. You just give him it back. But this guy said that made him be kind of leery. Like, what the fuck? Why would we go steal this shit if you just gonna fucking give it back to him? So, but he ain't the leader. So he got to fucking listen to what Big U said. But that's making him feel like I don't want to even fuck with this nigga no more because I see he must be on to something. And then Whack 100, which is the bald head guy sitting next to him, said, yeah, he got 40,000 back, but he made the nigga get him 20,000, who he got the 40,000 for. So we don't have no confirmation of that, but he's assuming that's what that reason of them giving back the guy, whoever this person was they robbed. Now, what happened is in the indictment, this particular segment of this particular video is what they're using in the indictment to arrest this particular guy and connect him to Big U by saying that this particular scenario actually occurred when they robbed a dispensary. This dispensary owner got robbed and then went or was summoned to Big U house. He went to Big U house where he got some back of the shit he stole. Apparently, this guy who owned this dispensary was supposed to be paying Big U $25,000 a month. And he did it for a while, but then the money stopped. He stopped giving it. He got what you call a dispensary that's unlicensed. So that means they basically just are selling marijuana, but it's an unlicensed dispensary. The dispensaries are only illegal federally, but legally in certain states like Illinois, you can sell marijuana. Unlicensed means you don't have a legal license to sell it, but you got a storefront and you sell marijuana. So the feds could come in and put you in jail for federal crime of selling marijuana, but in your state, it's supposed to be legal. So a lot of white people get away with doing that. Some black people that understand the game, they get away with doing that. However, this guy who they robbed had an unlicensed marijuana dispensary in California, LA. So they was getting money from him under the radar, saying, hey, pay us $25,000 and we won't rob your ass, even because we know you're making the money. So he would pay them, and then eventually he stopped paying them. So they got mad and was like, okay, rob his shit. And they went there and robbed him. And when they robbed him, the guy who robbed him was Louis Cannon and his team. He went back to the guy, to Big U house, and the guy who they robbed, the dispensary owner, was at the guy's house. All this information is in the indictment of Big U and this guy. So the guy said that they gave him back some money, and then he started resuming his payments back to the $25,000 to keep them from robbing his place in LA. And the guy said they ran into his store to rob him with no mask on. Nobody wore a mask. So when they indicted Louis Cannon, this guy talking, and Big U, the guy who got arrested yesterday, they tied this person's dispensary to that crime. But the way I believe it worked, that doesn't mean that actually happened. Because again, this could just be entertainment. He could just be saying something he thinks or believes or feels. But when they're able to sit back, judges, lawyers, prosecutors, jurors, and connect this to his crime, an actual human, an actual crime, an actual complaint, now you're setting yourself up for a RICO, because now you just said something online, but they literally got somebody who went through this, and they could be lying because they could use your evidence that you gave up in this conversation and just coach a person to say that was them, that this occurred to. Now, you could be sitting in a jury or in the jail, or in a courtroom as a defendant saying, I never met this motherfucker before in my life. What are you talking about? Who is this dude? And then you got to go up there on the court and talk for yourself and say, no, I got to speak because this person up here lying to me. I sold them some shit. I never met this person before in my life. And the jury listening to you talk, and maybe you do defend yourself correctly, but they looking at it like, well, he was so big time and so big, he probably don't even remember meeting this person. And you looking like, no, I literally didn't meet this motherfucker. This is a lie. But the reality is that you set yourself up in a scenario where these people get to talk about your fucking life and livelihood. And that's the part that, again, they go back to the psychology. Because you on Adam 22 show, Adam 22 going to still have a show tomorrow. He going to have a show indefinitely. Because he's not on here talking about who he killed, what he did in the white neighborhood, who he molested, whether if he liked little girls, if he liked little boys, why he did that shit. That shit has actually been blown over and not even something you think about or talk about no more. Because you got so many black dudes that's breaking their neck to go on his show to set up themselves for an overall indictment over some crime that they said they did. So you can look at old boy's show as like a cop interrogation show, but he does it under fun and he does it under the line life of hip hop. But when you get there, you're so enamored and so fun filled, and this is, you can't believe you here. You just start saying, yeah, I remember when we had rolled down on the guys over there, and when we got there, we shot the hell out their ass, and I jumped out the car and shot the gun. And then you move on. Adam 22 put another person on there to interview the next day or the next week, or maybe he bring you back and you double up, or maybe he make you a overall guest and you just be starting to be a guest podcaster. But you just self-indicted yourself. Now loose cannon go down the pipeline, and he became famous for saying "sweetie" all on the internet. When he was trying to fight somebody or hurt somebody, he would say that they "sweetie." That's what he did. So he became viral. And now you got the other kid, Brick Baby. He been on this thing, talking, getting famous, talking his shit. He only his setup was his scenario is really twofold, because he got this scenario with them where he always run around with Adam 22, no jumper, and he talks as if he's in a gang, a rolling 60 Crip, and all the shit he do as a rolling 60 Crip, young person, 30 something. And that's how he make his money, being on that show, talking Crip gang shit. But since he young as fuck, he started fucking around and talking with Lil Durk situation. He ain't even from Chicago. He ain't even from Atlanta. But they went to LA. And apparently he's been connected to the fact that he probably have said to Lil Durk and them that the guy who they was trying to hurt was in town, Quando Rondo. Did he actually say it? I think he said he didn't say that. But it's been rumored so much that he did that they could have the feds grabbing him on that. That's a rumor. But his actual indictment is really just being a part of the Rolling 60s. And then him being such a famous one of the Rolling 60s, he's like, okay, we locking up the big guy, we'll be locking up the little guys too. It's so early in the investigation, you really don't know what they got on the other guys. But you do know what they have on the big guy. And the big guy is too known, too famous to really even be in this position, because I believe he's 59 years old. But his kid is in the NBA, NFL. So let's get this right. You get money from PPP. You get money from extortion. You get money from check-ins. You get money from nonprofits. You get money from donations from celebrities. What the fuck is you missing? Your son is in the NFL. What part? This is greed. This is a situation of greed, because most people got one income stream, and it's called a job. Some people got multiple income streams. That's called an entrepreneur, but that's rare. So you got multiple income streams. Entrepreneur side, you got a job, you got a kid that's successful, you got a little street reality that you can bring to life when you want to, but it's greed, because you can't pull back on none of it. You can't make your son stop being in the NFL. You can't stop being a leader of the fucking Crips at 59. You're supposed to be retired 10 years ago. 50, actually 20 years ago. But he can't pull himself out of it. You know what I'm saying? And these guys being so ganged up, they don't know how to not put their information out there. They running Adam. I thought they was doing that to catapult their name, and then they was gonna leave Adam 22, and they was gonna really be who they want to be, and they own separate world. But they have become legendary artists, and it was a lot of people that was on Adam 22 show before those boys got on there and took it over. The Poetic Flacco dudes, and there was so many more. I used to watch it a little bit back then as well. But to see that they took it over as a gang thing, and then there was people who would talk about that and say, "Damn, what the fuck happened to No Jumper? It just looked like it became a gang spot." And then Loose Cannon popped out. And he just brought this certain edge to it, and it made it seem like a real harsh, strong edge. But it seemed like everybody that was on Adam 22 show from LA has ultimately found themselves in jail. You got 5'5" Crip, that young guy locked up. You got 4 Extra, that young guy locked up. You got only person that didn't go down is Whack 100 and Adam 22. That's it. Everybody else is gone that had credibility or credentiality on there that you wanted to see what they was talking about. There was one other dude that was on there too. He was real famous on there too, but him and Adam 22 got into beef, and he stopped being on there, which I know he glad as fuck right now. Because imagine being on that shit. He had a harsh voice, and he was really talkative on every kind of scenario. I forgot his name, but I used to watch his own personal show too. I followed the guy. I can't remember his name. At the end of the day, he was on there. But I'm glad he got away now, because he probably would have been caught up in this shit some kind of way. It's like a web. You can get caught up in this shit even if you don't want to be, because I know that's exactly what Big U saying right now. Like, the shit that go on around me, I don't control it. Like, even if I am the leader of the Crips, I can't tell this nigga what to do or that nigga what to do. And they don't look at it like that. They look at it like, if you're the leader, you can't tell them what to do. And that's not true. But that whole admission of being the leader of the Crips, that right there, if anybody young, that's to teach you. Never claim that shit. Never claim the crime. Especially in your title. Ex-gang member, ex-leader of the Crips. Like, whoa, that's a little much. So, it's something to think about. We got your homie Big U completely locked up, ain't coming home. No, he's sitting back crying. It's the first night on the Fed issue. He turned himself in yesterday. So he got a 24-hour day in today. They gave him some food. They gave him some fucking, phone calls. And then you sit in your room. No TV. If you had a comfortable bedroom, it's over. If you had your favorite shoes under your bed or your thing in your room, it's done. Your favorite thing was in the fridge, it's over with. You sat in the backyard, you drove in your cool car, your show come on, you can't wait to get your ice cream later on. All that's frozen in time. Frozen in time. And he'll probably never come home because of the gang thing, being the leader of a gang. So you'll be disrupted for life. If you come home at 80, because he's 59, 20 years on top of 59, you come home at 80, 74. What life do you got? You know what I'm saying? Your whole life up to that point has been in prison. Now you come home, you're 74 years old. What they gonna say? What you got? The Crips probably be on TV as a cartoon by then. You'd have been accepted it and made it a part of American structure, like they do a lot of things. For instance, the Black Panthers, making movies about it. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know what the future holds. But they'll keep him alive throughout the whole time too. Like, you probably won't die in prison. He'll probably be fed every day and being able to go walk out, move around, and read books and watch the internet, and be alive the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that. And like he said, I'm going to go in here, man, and take years off my life. He already did 13 years, so he know this is a step up now. That he did state pen, 13 years in the state. So now he'll be doing whatever they give him, because, they got a murder attached to this too, saying that he killed a rapper that was signed to his record label who ultimately made a diss song about Big U. And the rapper claimed something in the rhyme like he himself. The rapper said would get shot in the face with a 38. Remember, and there will be no bullets there to leave a trace. You know, and then ultimately that's how they found him, shot in the face by a 38 with no bullets, no trace. So it was really a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will, or he was fucking just rapping and he was rapping against Big U. And in the indictment, they said Big U rolled down there to where the guy was. I think it was in Vegas, and confronted the guy. And not the next day, the guy was dead. And he was like 20 something, early 20s. So they've been saying, the WAC 100s of the world been saying that the family never forgave Big U, even though he wasn't caught up in the crime because nobody didn't have no evidence. But the family believed it was him. And he was signed to his record label. He made a diss song prior to his death. So they all believe that Big U has something to do with it. Well, now the feds also got Big U locked up for that particular crime, that murder. So if he is indicted on this particular part of that murder, he's going to get life in prison. And life in prison means you die in prison. So that actually he'll just get life. They might not kill him, but he'll just get life because of that murder. Don't mean that they have enough evidence to connect them, but they do have it in his indictment that they're going to be fighting to get him a conviction on that. So you got somebody like Big U who on one coin, he's done a lot for the community, a lot for the people. And on the other coin, he's been accused of being a gang leader and a killer. And as white people continue to say about him, two things can be right at the same time. He can be a killer and a person that don't fuck around as the leader of the gang. And he could be an activist that's helping children and having birthday parties and positive moments in the neighborhood, Christmas events. Both of them could be true. And so, to me, that means they're prepping the juror listening in Los Angeles to say, oh, so it's not a bad thing that he was a drug dealer, but it is a bad thing that he was a drug dealer and an activist. So he actively did both of them. And I don't think you could be an activist and a drug dealer. I know it's not illegal to be an activist, but he was also a racketeer, a drug kingpin, and a leader of the gang of the Crips. So that's a lot of much more. You probably did more of that than you did helping kids. You probably did more of the gang leader stuff. You know, this is what the people get to think when they sit in those juries or listening to your story. You know, people who disgruntled, they mad, coming in there saying, yeah, he did this to me. And you sitting back like, what? I apologize for that. And he gave me money and dropped you at the crib. What you stayed in my house? What the fuck? Yeah, you did that to me, motherfucker. They start pointing you in the courtroom. Yes, you did, and I hate you. The judge be like, talk to me. Don't talk to him. Complain yourself. And everybody in the jury looking at you like, damn, this motherfucker monster. He had that motherfucker mad as hell. You just don't know what the fuck this shit could happen down and what pipeline is going to lay out for him. You know what I'm saying? But a leader of the Crips, the leader of the neighborhood Crips in LA, I don't even know exactly. Rolling 60s, I guess the neighborhood is in the 60s, the 61 through 60, whatever. And that's where this guy's at, you know what I'm saying, in prison. Hopefully he'll come home and beat it. Well, we just don't know. So y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I appreciate y'all listening, liking, and subscribing. It's your homie. Peace.